Joining us on the GetMyPhoenix.com guest line is Odyssey NFL insider and three-time Super Bowl champ Michael Irvin. The Phoenix is a revolutionary technology helping men all across America get back to their best in the bedroom. Visit GetMyPhoenix.com to learn more. Michael, we figured it's Cowboys-Eagles week. We had to try to get Michael Irvin on the show, so we appreciate you giving us a few minutes. Michael, in the offseason, you kind of saw this Eagles thing coming. You thought they could start off 5-0. They have. What are you seeing right now? How impressed are you with the Eagles?
Not often that as an analyst, you say things and then you go back and get on your knees and you pray to God, God, please let me be wrong. Please let me be wrong this time. I don't want to be right. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of how this thing fell off. You know what I mean? I had to say it because it was true, what I saw and the way this team was coming together. And not just what they are right now. I'm talking about look at what they have coming, the draft picks that they have and all of that, so they continue to solidify it. And then the NFL gave them the great schedule. They were second weakest schedule going into the season, and now headed on from the rest of the year. For the rest of the year, they got the easiest schedule, the first weakest schedule. So they got all of that lined up. And they get a chance to get the confidence going. So yeah, it's a tough out. It's a tough out. But what I've seen that Dallas has developed that will give them that chance to pull off, as you call it, the upset right now, is that pass rush. That pass rush. And I say you call it upset right now because really, with that kind of defense and Dak get back, Dallas will have even a better chance. But right now, with Cooper Rush, if Rush can get rush hour 5, I know that movie was never made. They never even made rush hour 4, but he made rush hour 4 in L.A. But if he can get rush hour 5, then yeah. Then they'll start having some questions about who's going to quarterback the Cowboys.
I can't wait for all these rush hour sequels. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael. Aaron Hawksworth here. So how do you see this one playing out? The under has hit in 5 of Dallas's last 6 games and in 4 of Philly's last 6. Do you see a lower scoring game? The total at 42.5.
Boy, that's well, I'm going to let y'all throw out them numbers, but you know what I'm saying. For this kind of game, both of these defenses are going to come to play. And Dallas is really starting to get their offense going. Michael Gallup got back. They need that other receiver. Noah Brown had been making some pretty good plays, but they're still minus. Their starting quarterback. So 42. I'm not crazy about that number because Dallas haven't given up more than 20 points a game, 20 points a game, something like that. So yeah, I'm a little worried about that number.
Michael, we got another rough Thursday night game last night. I'm here in Chicago, so it's all about Justin Fields and his development or lack thereof as he's constantly running, just on the hunt for something. Bears couldn't get it done in the red zone last night. Probably should have won that game, but they don't have someone like you. They don't have a number one receiver. How do you think in year 2 the Bears are handling Justin Fields in this brand new regime? Are they putting him in a position to succeed at all?
That was a hard game to watch. Hard game to watch, man. I mean, you know, and as you said, the Bears go down in that red zone a couple of times. And really, the determining factor on that game was that punt, that blocked punt, that botched punt. If he didn't, drop that punt and, Washington done jump on and go and touchdown, man, that game may really end up like a baseball score. Was it 7-5 or something, whatever it was at that time, or 7-3 or 7-6. It was just, it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. But yeah, when you don't get this man any big-time receivers, and you say I'm developing him as a passer, that's just hard. That doesn't correlate. It doesn't correlate. So now he has to drop back, and he's trying to learn how to read defenses, but he also has to figure out which one of his guys can get open. You know what I mean? I just don't like it. I don't like it, and sometimes it seems like you're set up for failure instead of success with things like that. I think you need to find him a receiver. Listen, look over in Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett got on the football field. Look at the relationship him and George Pickens is picking up already. Yeah, they're losing games, but they're building something. Those two are building something. He's throwing the ball up. George Pickens going to get the ball. Matthew Trubisky wasn't doing that. They're losing games. They'll continue to lose games. But those two right there is building their relationship. And then when the rest come, they'll have something. Troy and I was here, and we were building our relationship, and we were losing games. As a matter of fact, Troy went 1-15. I got hurt that first year, too. Troy went 1-15. But we knew Emmett came, and we added on. You know what I mean? We didn't have to say, oh, now we got to build a relationship at the quarterback wide receiver now that we have all these things running. That's why it's important. Get him a receiver. Get him building a relationship with the receiver while you guys are working on everything else. Don't have him on the football field without his future receiver, and now all he's learning is how to look at defenses and start running because he's scared.
Michael, one team that doesn't have to build relationships with receivers are the Bills and Chiefs, two teams. They've got plenty of them, plenty of weapons and great quarterbacks. We get that matchup on Sunday. Bills in Kansas City, rematch of the playoff game from last year. The Bills are favored by 2.5 points. What's your feeling on this game? We know it's going to be high scoring. Do you like Buffalo to go to Kansas City and win this week, or do you think the home team is first time Mahomes is a home underdog in his career?
Yeah, and this is the one that I don't mind. Usually I tell you, man, I got to wait to the end of the week to make these decisions because so much happens in the NFL. It's the story. It's the gift that never stops giving. There's so much going on. But this game, I'm pretty sure in the direction I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I'm already pretty sure because I've been talking with Stephen A. and all these guys, and they keep talking about, well, has the Chiefs answered their question? Hell to the no, they haven't answered that question. Now, Patrick Mahomes answered the Chiefs' question. No, Patrick Mahomes was never the question. The question was, can these other receivers step up and play and replace Tyreek Hill? And I still haven't seen that. They put up 41 points a couple weeks ago against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right? And everybody said, oh, does that answer? No. Patrick Mahomes did that. There was not a receiver on that's not a receiver on that team that had more than 40, 50 yards. So we're still talking about the receivers, not Patrick Mahomes. They don't have that guy. Buffalo still has his guy, and Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs. So I know I'm going Buffalo in that game.
Michael, how would you rate the top 5 teams in the NFL right now? I know you brought up Stephen A. I heard you say to him that you thought the Cowboys were the best team in the NFL. So I know you have number 1 Cowboys, but how would you rank the next 4?
1A, 1B, and that'll take up 2 spots right there. Because everybody had Philly up there. Philly's the only last undefeated team, and I've called Philly out as a dynasty and as the beginning of a dynasty, and I still believe that they are right there at that beginning. You know what I'm saying? So I still got them right now. And let me tell you what, this team can run the football, and that's what worries me this week with Dallas, that they can run the football. They run it real well. So I got them up there. I got Dallas 1B. With that finger-licking pass rush, that's 1B. I got 1A, 1B right now, and they'll see each other this week. They'll see each other this week, and I can't wait. But let me put you on the other 3 teams that I have in there. I will put Buffalo in there, no doubt. I'll put Buffalo in there as that top team. Who else would I have in there? I got 1, 2, 3, Buffalo. Kansas City. Maybe I'm putting Kansas City 5th. Maybe I'm putting the 5th. Who would I have 4th? Who did I have 4th? And there was one more team I had in the 4th. Okay, I'm drawing a blank on the teams here. Who did I have in the 4th? And to AFC, it's in the AFC. Kansas City, Buffalo. It was one more team. I'm drawing a blank on this one.
Broncos. Yeah, the Broncos there.
Ravens, Niners.
Baltimore, maybe?
Yeah, I like the Niners. I like that. There you go, right there. The Niners. That's what we're talking about. Because now, remember now, top defenses in the league is that you think here. It's the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. And since Jimmy Garoppolo has come back on the fold, I wouldn't put the Niners up there without Garoppolo. But with Garoppolo, because he's been there, and everybody can talk about the first game, that man had to get his head right the first game. But now that team is back, and I love the Niners.
A team that you probably thought would be in the top 5 that nobody was bringing up there because they're not playing like it. They lost in London last week. I don't know what to do with the Packers. What do you think? We heard all offseason how great this defense is going to be. Run game's going to be their strength. What do you think's happening with Rodgers, and are they going to get on the right path this weekend at Lambeau against the Jets?
What happened? So that these teams, you can this league now is becoming receiver centric, right? It used to be a running back league. It used to be running back centric when I was playing, but now this thing is really turned receivers. You can't let your receivers go. People look for more than one. Philly has 2 number 1 receivers. Some teams have 2. Chargers, they have 2 number 1 receivers. You know, some of you can't let your guy go like you let Devontae Adams go and expect these guys to step up and make plays. And when the time comes, they can make plays, but when the time comes to make that play, that's the play they miss. That Dobbs touchdown drop a couple weeks ago could have sealed that game. I think the Packers ultimately ended up winning that game, but those are the plays I'm talking about. See, we're in a league now where everybody schemes people open. It's all these schemes. That's why we got the Mike McDaniel kind of head coach. These head coaches, this is a side note, guys. Have you ever seen when you see Mike McDaniel and all those guys get out, these head coaches now? You know what my mind goes? I want to do a side-by-side picture. I want to put a Vince Lombardi picture and a Mike McDaniel's getting out in his Tesla with his backpack on, putting on his backpack. I want to do a Vince Lombardi and a Mike McDaniel. Here, the evolution of the NFL head coach. They've gone from this brimming fire stuff, rah kind of guy, to this computer-looking dude. That's just what it's going to. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny look when you look at it side by side. Where is the dude that kicks everybody's butt and make a run into the wall to get ready for a football game? That guy's gone. You know, he sit in front of the computer and said, if I put this number over here, it's just crazy stuff, man. It's crazy stuff. But the game has gone to scheme beating scheme with these geniuses at head coach. So most of the time, these guys are designing a scheme to beat another scheme. But in the teams, in your track to win a championship, it's going to come down to a man beating a man. And you have these receivers. Green Bay has these receivers. Kansas City has these receivers. Yeah, they can make plays when the scheme opens them up. But can they make that play when the damn game is on the line and it's man against man? I need to see that. And they haven't done it in the past. That's why we call them 2 and 3 and not a number 1. You can't do it. You haven't done it. You have to show me. Then I'll call you number 1, and then I can win with you.